What really frustrates me about film panels and masterclasses is they rarely give you the specifics and the raw data you need as a filmmaker starting out. And invariably you're listening to some executive that's got an entire team behind them, so they never really give you the scoop from the front line. So what I'm proposing on creating is the most comprehensive video masterclass ever created for the low-budget filmmaker that's going to be packed with actionable intelligence and the raw data that you need to learn every step of the way of your production, from the conception of it all the way through to distribution. And crucially, I'm going to be teaching you how to do this all yourself. So who am I to be the one to extend all this knowledge to you? Well, my name is Stephen Lewis Simpson, and when I was 22, I left the financial markets, having been the youngest stockbroker and trader on the UK stock markets when I was 18 years old. And I went to Los Angeles and I did a stint working for the studio of the legendary low-budget producer Roger Corman, who had every part of the business under one roof. It was a truly incredible place to learn. And at 23, I returned to the UK and I directed my first award-winning feature film. And up to this point, I have directed and produced 6 features, a 13-part television series, and many other pieces of content along the way. And most crucially, they're all owned by my own company. And I've truly done everything imaginable on a film, from successfully prosecuting an arbitration hearing myself against a sales company to literally even setting myself on fire for a stunt. Now, my latest movie was the landmark Native American film Neither Wolf Nor Dog, which I shot with an average crew of 2, and it was only myself in prep and post all the way through to hitting cinemas. And yet, that film has had the longest first-run theatrical release of any movie in the United States for well over a decade. And I've also profitably released that film into 3 other countries at this point. I've personally booked the film into over 600 cinemas and other theatrical venues, and including along the way 11 weeks in a single cinema. And our Minneapolis release had more admissions in its first week than the film with a top screen average in the entire United States that week. In the time we've been in cinemas, the 2 most prolific art house and independent film distributors in the entire United States, Kino Lorber and IFC, have released 161 films between them. And on this film, my first time out, I outperformed 147 of their 161 films. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 4.74 out of 5, 95% audience score, and an 82% tomato meter. And bear in mind that this is a film that was shot on location in South Dakota with a budget under $30,000, with everyone on that shoot paid. That one Minneapolis cinema had a gross higher than that shoot budget. So what I'm going to do is teach you how to make your film without ever having to touch the industry other than cinemas. I'm going to give you tips on things like how to make a profit on your equipment budget, which is something I did on Neither Wolf Nor Dog, and tips on how to structure your schedule so you can get the most out of them, and how to avoid a lot of key pitfalls along the way. Now, when you look through my subjects list for this masterclass, and if you go, wow, he's covered way too much, that is when you know, or that's when I know, I have done my job right. This is to be a step-by-step detailed guide for the entire process for you, with exception of, this is not to teach you how to be creative, because that is your job. But this is to basically hold your hand through every other stage along the process, all the way through into distribution. And that's the key. That's when all the other master classes stop. They don't teach you really how to become a profitable, autonomous filmmaker, determining your own future. So I hope a lot of you are going to jump on this journey with me, and thank you very much for listening.